Jessica Simpson's story isn't just a celebrity headline. It's one of those moments that makes you pause, think, and realize how different people's journeys really are. And when she recently opened up about something deeply personal, something most celebs would avoid discussing, the internet lit up. Because it wasn't just what she said, it was how Ashton Kutcher reacted to it when she told him years ago that she was still a virgin at 22. It all goes back to the early 2000s, during her guest appearance on the fifth season of that 70s show. Jessica and Ashton shared screen time, laughs, rehearsals, and in the middle of all of that, there was this one private conversation she never forgot. In her own words, she said, "I'll never forget telling Ashton I was a virgin." And when she said it, Ashton didn't give a long lecture. He didn't get awkward. He just responded with one single word: "Why?" That one-word response stayed with her for years. It wasn't rude, it wasn't mocking. It was simply pure surprise, a moment of honesty between two young stars who were living in a world where innocence wasn't exactly common. And that's where the emotional part comes in. Jessica wasn't embarrassed. She wasn't ashamed. She simply answered him with a truth that, even today, makes you stop and appreciate her sincerity. She told him, "Because I haven't met my husband yet." Simple, honest, beautiful, and that's what makes this story so powerful. At 22, when the world around her was rushing, judging, pressuring, Jessica stood firm in what she believed. She said she felt innocent at that age, and she wasn't bothered or influenced by what other people were doing. She wasn't comparing herself to anyone else. She wasn't thinking about other people's choices or their sex lives. She was just being herself. And that honesty, that clarity is what made her different. Jessica even joked about it later, saying, "I've always been open, legs crossed, but open." A line only she could deliver with that perfect mix of humor and truth. And she meant it. She had always been honest with her fans, never pretending to be something she wasn't. And just before we go deeper into what happened next, if you're enjoying how real, detailed, and drama-free this narration is, then hit that subscribe button. Because trust me, stories like this, told without twisting facts or adding fake spice, are rare. And you deserve the truth, not the tabloids version. Moving forward, Jessica stuck to her decision. She didn't let Hollywood pressure her. She didn't let fame change her values. She waited until her wedding night with her first husband, Nick Lachey. And years later, when she talked about that moment with Blender magazine in 2003, she didn't hold back. She called it the most amazing moment of her life. She was grateful, genuinely grateful, that she didn't lose her virginity in the back of a Jeep or in a rushed moment she might regret. Instead, she said she had this beautiful, elaborate wedding, and she topped it off with something meaningful, something she chose for herself, not for the world. In that moment, you can feel the emotional depth of her story. There's a quiet strength in sticking to who you are when the environment around you is loud, tempting, and often judgmental. Jessica wasn't trying to be perfect. She was just trying to live truthfully. And that's something relatable, even if you're not a celebrity. Ashton's reaction didn't offend her. It didn't shake her. It simply highlighted how rare her choice was. And sometimes that's exactly what makes a moment memorable. Not the drama, but the honesty. And hey, before we conclude this emotional ride, here's your second reminder. If you love content that respects your time, your trust, and your intelligence, make sure you're subscribed. Because you deserve stories delivered straight, clean, and real. Jessica's journey is a reminder that everyone has their own timeline. Her story wasn't about being perfect. It was about being true to who she was, no matter what anyone else thought. And that's why people still talk about it. A single one-word reaction from Ashton Kutcher, a single honest reply from Jessica Simpson, and a moment that turned into a story worth remembering.